Welcome back to another So Rare episode. So, you may be able to tell if you've played So Rare before, but we've tried something different this week. However, we'll go through because we've got 2,400 essence and one streak. I'm recording this as Egypt and Angola have just drawn 0-0. However, that is why I'm recording it, because this was impacted. So, it was a bit of a quieter week because the only league that was on out of La Liga, French League, Bundesliga and Premier League was the Premier League. And obviously we had the AFCON. So we started and we had a very good score here. I predicted that Everton would have a good back line, and I could have done more Everton players in all honesty. And I thought Pickford would have a good game because he normally makes one or two saves. He got the clean sheet. He didn't have the best overall game because he barely had anything to do. However, his passing basically boosted it. So, 63 points. It is what it is. Michael Keane I captained. I captained Michael Keane for one reason. The game before. He had two last-ditch tackles against Arsenal and had a 100 score. And I didn't use him. However, I thought, you know what, he's come off a fantastic game, 3 or 4 days before? I was like, I reckon he'll have another one. So, we did him. He got us a lovely 91 points. He just had an incredible game where we had a clean sheet, 6.5 effective clearances, 9-1 tackles, triple-double. Like, he was insane. So that boosted us. As well as this, we had Granit Xhaka, who I knew has been on absolute fire this season. If you look at his last 15, it's very rare he has a bad game. He's scored under 50, 5 times since game week 1, since his first game back in the Premier League. Again, solid score, got an assist, we take it. Semenyo, he had a solid game, even though they lost 4-1, so I was happy. And then Bruno Guimaraes, I took a risk with it. I knew Man United were weaker. It could have been a bit different. But when we look at actually the teams there, the only person who was better than Guimaraes for Newcastle was Lewis Hall. Obviously Dorgu was the best person to pick, but I was pretty happy because I have Tonali card as well, but I chose Bruno. So overall, we kept the streak going. We finished 5th. Now this is the thing, right? Is that I'm very happy with this. This one would have been probably top 10 had I captained anybody but Haaland. Well, from who plays for Man City, because obviously Turkey had a ridiculous game, pretty much won the game for them. Guardiola got an assist, which to Turkey, so we'll take it. I expected Haaland to get a goal or two, in all honesty, but he did absolutely nothing for the full 90 minutes. Literally nothing. He did not. He got 5 accurate passes, and he went into the penalty area once. He did absolutely nothing all game, and I captained him thinking he would score, and I thought it was an easy 60 points. But as you can see, we hit the two game streak, so we're happy. We're taking the win. We take the streak. We only needed to hit 380. I think the next one's 400, and based on our predictions so far, we should be good. I think so. Moving on, Arena. Now this was my first time ever doing Arena. It says 80% played, it's AFCON, pretty much, so we're good. As you can see, one did pretty good, one did absolutely awful. So I captained Zubamendi because I thought he'd have a good game. It was okay. Trey Hume, again, I knew Luke O'Nien was out, and he had a few injuries in AFCON, so I knew he'd probably play, and he played right wing and right back, so he took it. Petrovic. I've never had a score as low as 3. He had an own goal. General goes down because he had an error leading to a shot and 4 goals conceded. Basically, he stunk. Ollie Watkins. Now, this is the thing I learned, is that I didn't know you couldn't make changes to Arena until later. So I'm doing Arena again this coming week. However, I'm not doing my teams until right before, basically. You know what I mean? So, Ollie Watkins, I got very lucky. He got 2 goals after he came on. He came on, I don't know what minute. I think it was the 55th or something. And he got 2 goals. Did very little other than that, but we'll take it. Fofana didn't play, so it was 0. So I already knew After this game here, it was done. I already kind of knew it was done when Petrovic got fucking 3. But moving on to this one, we're good now. Nobody can beat us because there's none left. We've got there's one left, and that's, I think, Tapsoba, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but I think it is. However, I'm 65 points ahead. I feel pretty safe. So I think we've got third. We'll get back our 500. Like I said with the Everton game, Jake O'Brien, I knew that Everton would be very good defensively, and I did use him here, but I probably could have used him somewhere, like here, for example, but it wouldn't have made much impact. I expected Raya to get a clean sheet. He didn't. And I expected McAllister to actually have a good game against Wolves, and he kind of did nothing again. Like, there was a bit of passing and a bit of attacking play, but he lost the ball 14 times. I don't know what happened. But then João Pedro got a goal for Chelsea and Guardiola. So obviously I've learned my lesson that you have to be 100% sure when you're doing the teams. Because like I said, I would have swapped. Treyhume did okay, but after Petrovic, I looked and this lineup came out. I was ready to take these two off and probably change Hume, and I couldn't. I mean, it worked out okay with these two, but obviously I got 0 points there. Going on to our last bit, you can see 2 more Everton players. I really put a lot of hope on Everton, and it worked apart from Beto. Beto did nothing. Mateus Fernandes, I know this is a weird one because West Ham are absolutely rubbish. He's actually played good, consistently pretty good. Ever since game week 1, he had a rough first games here. Overall though, the last sort of 5-10, he has been solid, very solid. And I thought he would be as well because they weren't playing an incredible team in Fulham, and he had a good game. Tonali, as I said, I chose Bruno above. I chose Tonali because I thought Newcastle would win and one of them would do something. Vicario, I didn't expect a clean sheet. I thought he'd make a lot of saves. That's why I chucked him in. Looking at the actual saves, he made 2. Saves in the box 2, good high claim 3. He didn't do too much, but it helped, and he got that clean sheet. Bowen, I expected West Ham to do a bit better. I expected Bowen to get a similar score to Fernandes. Lacroix, I expected a good game as he's consistently been good this season. Raya, again, I did it before. Senesi, he's been insane the last few weeks. The last 5, he's not scored less than 50, with most of his scores being 70 plus, basically. He absolutely stunk. I mean, they did concede 4, so I'm not surprised. I bet that's probably affected his score. Yeah, goals conceded. And James Garner, another good game from James Garner. He consistently has good games. I think he's probably one of the most underused players. You can see his sales history for the last week is not that good. But then if we looked at, I guarantee, if we look at 6 months, it's rubbish. I mean, what is rubbish is this loading time. Jesus Christ. I guess we're not looking. As soon as I go, there we are. Why? I don't know why from September onwards he's gone down. He's consistently, you can see this jump up here from a few dollars, $5. You can sell because he's been consistently good. There's only been 3 games he's not scored 50 or more. So overall we didn't get much here. It's a bit of a... This was our only, we did okay here. I made back my essence that I used to put in here. These two it just didn't work. I had a really good week last week, my best one, but it just didn't work this week. But overall, I'm quite happy. We have 2,400 essence, 1 streak, and I've already done a little bit of the Premier League ones for next week. These probably will change. I might change them, like Ruter, I'm not 100%. Same with Anderson. I got Anthony Robertson this week, and he's been insane since he came back, so I reckon he'll have a good game against Crystal Palace. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes. This will probably change before my video next week, but so far I'm going for a Sunderland win against... Man City win against Sunderland. Reason is AFCON and injuries for Sunderland. They are on good form. I'm not saying they're bad, but they've got a lot of missing players. And I think that Liverpool should keep a clean sheet against Leeds, even though they have been better recently. As I said, he's been good. I reckon Forest beat Everton, but if not, as I said before with James Garner, Elliot Anderson's very similar. He's had a very good season already. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. So overall, pretty good. We've got not much like stuff right now. I'm trying to get to a 1,000 limited to get another player, but overall, pretty good. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video for next week's So Rare review. Goodbye.